Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day. How's it going? We're back with our final day of prep for the solo dev plus Captain Coder game jam. Woo! We're stoked. Regardless of my inability to express excitement, we're stoked. We're gonna tally up the jam theme votes at the moment. Hey, you know. How's it going? Almost made it through the week. This is the wrong vault. To the other vault. I should probably make fewer vaults. I should probably have like a game jam vault instead of just having so many different vaults. But I don't know. I kind of like doing it this way. All right, delivery driver. That's our game idea. But what we're trying to do at the moment is tally up what we're looking at here. So far we have 71 votes for Can't Stop Moving, 16 votes for Make It Work, a whopping 83 votes for 2-button controls, and a meager 12 votes for a power of 1. So we're pretty confident. I think we're pretty blessed in that delivery driver will work for either Can't Stop Moving or 2-button controls. So even if Can't Stop Moving wins, I think we'll still end up using 2-button controls just because that fits the design. Very excited to make a little high-speed delivery game inspired by Wheelie Yellow called Mini Delivery. We'll work on this more tomorrow. I don't want to do too much ideating. I mean, we have the core idea, but I don't want to do too much design work until the jam starts, just to not feel gross. We have a list of asset packs that I think we can use. I don't have any audio yet, but maybe I'll look for some audio later today. Someone provided some links which were pretty good. No speed control can work with both of those themes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right now we're continuing to work on our little graphical user interface, which I have not described at all, because I am bad at writing documentation. To me, I view this kind of documentation as like scratch paper. I did think of another generic code component that we might want eventually, like a camera system or a camera controller. Godot might have some built-in camera controllers for different pieces, but I think that's maybe something that we could eventually use in our standardized code. But we're going to keep working on the graphical user interface stuff. There's something stuck in my teeth and I'm like dying, but I'm not gonna nothing I can do about it right now. I'm just going to continue to be bothered by it for most of the stream. Oh, we want to check something in the chat real quick. Stations. Aha! Okay, we finally can print out our list of radio stations, you know, for next time you feel like changing the radio. You can actually pick from a list. I had to remove one. Mediation. I see a spelling error here. It's meditation, not mediation. Meditation. Hey, Ferlansky. How's it going? We're continuing to work on our little menu system here. Okay, we just started for today. This isn't gonna work, this grid, this item list deal. It's not what we're gonna do. We're switching to like a grid, I think is what we decided. I don't really know how the grids change themselves. Just call this key mapping. We'll change this type to a grid. Is it not called a grid? There it is. Grid container. So how does it order everything is like my question. Does it go column first or row first? Probably goes row first, right? Let's test that theory. So let's add a label. And then let's add an insert. Is that not what it's called? Line edit? Is it called line edit? Line edit. And then what if we add another one? Let's add another label. Okay, so yeah, it's row first, which makes sense. So yeah, I don't think we want... We want the key mapping thing here. So we'd say like turn left. Or I guess we wouldn't name these, would we? Because this is we're gonna need to generate this list of key mappings in code is what we're gonna need to do. So that makes this a little hard. So we might not actually want a grid. Container sizing. Unless we can control... Okay, so we can control the horizontal separation, so that's good. Let's test some stuff out. Oh, we actually want 3 columns. So it'd be like primary. So this would be like action. Primary. Secondary. Mapped action. Primary event. Secondary. Secondary event. Here we'll say right turn or turn right. Or this would be mapped action. Hold on, let's just delete this. Duplicate this. Why did we just run a second set of ads? Everything crashed for you, missed everything, you're back. We're working on our key mappings, which is gonna need to be procedural, so this is gonna be kind of an interesting challenge today. I kind of want to see how this horizontal separation works. Oh, because this is just all of them. What if I change the name of this to like turn right or... Okay, I don't love that. Text overrun behavior. Flip text. This is kind of what we want. We basically don't want this to increase. So I guess that's clip. Yeah, okay. And then I would just need to define a sufficient container size. Okay, expand. I don't want fill though. Or I don't want expand. I want to set a specific. Oh, weird. Okay. Yeah, Twitch acted weird and ran a second set of ads, so something must have happened. Anchor from right. The anchoring is like managed by its container, so maybe some of this is here. So we'll set the H separation after we've figured out how to control this thing's size. I don't know what Kashida justification. I don't think justification is what we're looking for. I think it's a layout issue. We could specify a minimum size. That's probably what we do. That looks pretty much in line with everything else. So maybe this is going to get broken out into its own scene. So we can make an arbitrary number of these. We may need to be able to scroll through them, though. So they might need to be inside of a scroll bar. Oh, we don't want the bar. What do we want to do here? Let's not get bogged down with that at the moment, because in practice, we aren't going to need this right now. But it is a problem we want to solve. Okay, so now I can specify H separation. I want to specify a size for this too. Alignment center. I want this to be able to show a long word like backspace. I don't want it to expand to length though, so I probably just want to specify a sufficient size. Backspace the longest word on the keyboard? It is, isn't it? Looks like it. It's probably good enough. Plenty of room for the command. This is supposed to have placeholder text. Primary. Secondary. This we want center aligned. Is that the name of the control? Backspace. Print screen. Oh, pause break. Yeah, let's look. Let's look at the actual list of commands. Let's go grab the docs. Key. Not key concepts. Key bindings. I don't know. No. All right, let's just say action map. Input map. There's a car's alarm going off right outside my window, so apologies. Can you not make an input, bind it to pause break, and see how Godot displays that keybind in the input section of project settings? Yeah, I could do that. I'm just trying to see what it's going to print out. I was looking for like a constant, like the listing of a constant. But these are key codes, which I don't think... For keyboard layouts with a single label on the key, it is equivalent to key code. Because what are we doing here? Here we are not doing anything. Oh yeah, we're getting event.asText. Left, right. Okay. We'll do that. We'll mess around with it in here. So let's try to add. We'll add backspace. Backspace. Okay, here's a list of the keyboard keys. Print is just print. Okay, let's find, where's my print screen? I have a super weird keyboard. I do not have those keys. We'll just look. We'll just scroll down here and look real quick. Media previous, launch media, on-screen keyboard. Okay, these are getting wild. These don't need to fully show. Okay, so it looks like they shorten print screen. Not sure about page break. Scroll lock. If someone binds an action to scroll lock, that's not scroll lock. I think that's pretty silly, but it's definitely possible. So print seems to be shortened. Insert and print seem to be shortened. Where's page break? There's page up, page down. Okay, I don't see a common key that's longer than backspace. Semicolon. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's gonna be good enough. Yeah, the bind for on-screen keyboard is wild. Yeah, all the media stuff. Yeah, the media stuff is not great. That's fine. I don't think we need to concern ourselves with that. So this will be however long I end up making this. Okay, that we don't want this. We want this to clip text on. Actually, we probably want to wrap. I guess we don't want to wrap. Text overrun. What's a word ellipsis? Oh, is it this thing? Eventually we'll want a solution for long control names. But since we're in charge of the name of the controls, we don't have to do this right now. But I think I like word ellipsis better than clip. Because at least word ellipsis tells you that there's more there. Maybe I just want ellipsis. Yeah. That would be really bad if we end up doing something. We end up doing that, but... I make this a little smaller. Hey, bad cop. Making menus is your idea. I can't steal it. Yeah, no worries, Lansky. No, this is my idea now, bad cop. It's my idea. No, yeah, I definitely, asking you, I was like, which of Adagon's templates are the most useful? You were like, dialogue, menu boxes, dialogue boxes and stuff. So yeah. Oh no, bad cop's calling the police. Don't call the idea police. I have so much left to give. And by give, I mean stealing other people's ideas. All right, so we want to specify the separation here. I think this looks good. I think this is fine. The thing is, though, we want this to be arbitrary. We want to be able to make... So this, I think, we want to turn into a scene. How do I do that? Is it up here? Save branch as... What happened to save branch as a scene? Is this not really a branch? Is that the problem? That's probably the problem. Okay. I can't really put them under another parent because... You're not stealing ideas, you're not programming. You're certainly not making games or art or any other creative thing if you're not stealing. I mean, our whole jam idea for this jam is based on Wheelie Yellow, a genius YouTube series. Does this also have ellipsis as an option? What happens if I start trying to write something that's too long? Okay, it doesn't do it. I kind of want ellipsis on this too, if that's an option. Doesn't look like it's an option. Okay, we don't want the max length. Actually, I guess we want to make sure we record the full thing, even if it's too long. All right, so how are we going to do this? So we can't just save this as a thing. We could just start with one and duplicate them. I don't love that. I mean, instead of using a grid, we could do it a little differently. We could do the same like VBox, HBox nonsense. I kind of like having it be a grid container, but since we want it to be procedural, doubling down on the driving game is 2 buttons pretty much locked in. It's a toss-up at the moment. Well, it's pretty strongly favored for that. So I tallied up the votes a little while ago. It's 71 votes for Can't Stop Moving, 16 votes for Make It Work, 83 votes for 2-button controls, and 12 votes for Power of One. So pretty likely that it's 2-button controls, but even if it's Can't Stop Moving, that works for our idea. Yes, but how many votes for Chickens? We were robbed. Chickens was far and away the highest voted from the initial list, but I appreciate that Practical basically said that nouns are banned. Just single noun themes. I mean, I don't know how it ended up. I don't know how he sourced the original list. Okay, so I kind of want to add an HBox here. And put all of these in an HBox. It's an action label. Primary binding. This will be secondary binding. Kind of want to bring this out here. No, not like that. Like this. There we go. Get rid of this. All right, we're going to continue to do my monstrous like chaining of VBox and HBox containers. Can I put this all under this one? Maybe we can. Maybe we can do that. Just do it like this. And then what if we duplicate this? Oh, yeah, that just works. All right. Okay, good. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So So we can just add stuff to this. I kind of want some kind of object to hold all of these, the key bindings, but that might not happen. Still kind of close. Yeah, this game idea covers both. Yeah, we're safe. I got that. I stole that idea from Practical. Practical was like, I guess I'm making a game where you can't stop moving using 2-button controls. And I was like, I have an idea for that. All right. So currently we have this kind of silly spaghetti thing here where we have like an H box for all of this. We have a V box that contains everything. We have an H box for this upper section. And then we've been using V boxes for this, for the descriptions. And H boxes for this. Or another V box for this. I think that could also continue to work here. We used a separate set for this, so we might do a similar thing here, actually. I don't love that, because then we're going to need to jump around. So I think treating this static part of the menu is one thing, and then having a dynamic part of the menu at the bottom here that we can just add on to is fine. I do think we should just stupidly add another V-box that's just key bindings. Oh, this is rough. Oh, it's fine. It's baby's first UI in Godot. We'll call this key bindings VBox. Call this options menu VBox. What do the margins do? Oh, the margins potentially move this around, right? Okay. Then these we are going to throw in here. Should we have like a label at the top of this that explains what it is? Probably. E-bindings, description. So if this gets long, we need a way of like scrolling through them. I don't know how to do that, but let's worry about that when we run into it, since we only have so much time. So we're gonna call this a key, a action key binding. This we are going to save as a branch. Save branch as seen. Action key binding. This isn't really a menu. I guess it is a menu. It's not really. It's not really a menu. It's part of the menus. I don't know. Just put it here for now. Nowhere else to put it. Delete. Open this up. So get rid of that. All right, okay. So the options menu is going to be the one probably responsible for this. So let's add a script here. Options menu.gd. Sure. Object. I just saw that you were gonna pretend that the chickens was the theme. That's good. Sorry, I missed that. That's too funny. I mean, that's not a bad idea. You could have some fun stuff where chickens can't stop moving, only using 2-button controls. All right, so we've been studying this. We know what we're doing, sort of. So we did it a little over here in the main menu. We're gonna do this. So what, should we just make a list of actions and bindings? Variable action names, an array, string, variable. We're also going to need to record the key codes. We're going to need to be able to rebind controls from this menu. That's going to be the real trick. I can't call these primary keys. That means something else. It's like killing me. Primary, or let's make it a dictionary. Primary bindings, dictionary. Secondary bindings. Actually, let's make it key bindings. We're gonna make it a dictionary of dictionaries. It's gonna be really stupid. The action name is gonna be the key into the bindings dictionary, and then we'll have the values will be everything we need about the key to rebind. I actually have no idea how we're going to do the key rebindings. It's probably something we should look at. All right, so we need to create an input event. What do we need to create an input event? Properties, device. That's it? There's got to be more information than that. Oh, this is a long wall of text. No, this is just how input travels down and gets consumed. This isn't what I want to know. What I want to know is about, yeah, anatomy of an input event. This is what I want, the input event key. Input map. Customizing and remapping input from the code is often desired. Yes. If your whole workflow depends on actions, the input map singleton is ideal for reassigning or creating different actions at runtime. The singleton is not saved, must be modified manually, and its state is run from the project settings, project.godot. So any dynamic system of this type needs to store settings in the way the programmer sees fit. Okay, so what I'm saying is any changes I make at runtime to this will not be saved. So this will be something we'll have to serialize later. So like you can change your mappings for a given run of the game, but it's not going to save run to run. Okay, that's fine. That's an eventual problem. Not a right now problem. Okay, so I can use a key to set the key code. And the key is that list of constants, right? So what? So I need to get the... So I can get the key code from the key when the person presses it to reassign it. I hate that we're spending all our time on key remapping. There's probably something else we could do instead. But I don't foresee needing a lot else for the main menu system right now. And I can work on it tonight as well. I'll probably keep working on this menu system tonight. And maybe tomorrow morning before the jam starts. We're not going to stream at our usual time tomorrow, though. We'll start a lot later. Which I think will be nice. We'll start at like 11. It's like 9 currently. Probably start at like 11 tomorrow. Go till like 7. So much longer, much later stream the next few days over the weekend. While we jam it out. I think if I put in almost 8 hours over 4 days, or almost 8 hours a day for 4 days, that's a pretty good chunk of time. For the last Ludum Dare, we ended up doing 2 12-hour days. I think 4 8-hour days is way healthier. Way, quote unquote, way healthier. All right, so I wish they were a little more clear about the construction of these. If I wanted to construct these things manually. So I don't want the physical key code. I just want the key code. So let's see if I can print out the key code. See if I can get any information here. I'll look at the input event one more time here. How do I get the input key out of this thing? Doesn't seem like I can. Input event process hands me an input. So input hands me an input event. I don't really want to use unhandled key input because we're talking about a UI event. And then we're just back to event input. So how do we get from event input to input, or input event to an input event key? Okay, so I could do an is match. I don't love that. So we can compare an action or an input event to see if it's the same as another input event key. Okay. So what do I need? I need to keep track of all the input event keys? That seems wrong. Just want to be able to make... Just want to be able to say, like, we're now going to use a different key for this. All right, let's go back. Let's see if I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's go back to input map. All right, so input event, so action add event. It's not clear to me if action add event, what action add event does if the action event, I guess it doesn't matter. I could say, I could ask if the event matches the other, the current event that is there. It looks like we need to store these, is what we need to do. So I get that I can add and remove actions. Okay, so now I've grabbed this input event, but all I can do is this shit. How do I make a new event? I mean, I guess I could just make a new event, and I guess just it doesn't have the properties that I need. It's just got this. This is its only public property. All right, we might not. These the initial version of this, these might not be editable. It might just let you see what they are. I can't figure out how to make this editable right now, and I don't think it's worth spending the whole morning on. I'm gonna have to, this is something you go watch a tutorial for and come back and do it. Input event key is what we want. I just don't know how to get that out of. It can be received in node.unhandled key input. Yeah. But how do I assign, how do I give this? Yeah, okay, I don't know. I don't know how to get this send this back to the input event, or make it so that the input event, well, maybe this is the answer. Unhandled key event gives us an event. Maybe I just take the unhandled event. So we get this event. Maybe I just take this event and then use it. Yeah, okay, that's what I do. I don't need to make anything. I just take an event, because the person clicks like D, and then I have the input event that says D. And then I just use that to make a new... Does input do this too? Okay, so I just use input. Or something like that. I use some version of that. Okay. Let's worry about making this editable. Editable. God, that's hard to say sometimes. We'll work on making it editable later. Let's just get it to tell us what our inputs are for now. That seems like a good start. So for action, if action doesn't begin with that, we're going to say I don't need to store the action separately from its name, right? It just is its name. Yeah, it just gives me back a name. Okay. So we're going to say action names append action. And then for event and input dot action get events action. Say so action get events just gives me back the event, right? Yeah, cool. Say key bindings. Key bindings action equals event. All right, so we're going to add this. We're going to say key bindings, add child, action key binding. Okay, we're going to add this to our key bindings VBox. Move this. And then each of those, we'll say this. So we'll say do that at the end once we've set everything. I don't know when the common time people add the child is. I kind of like the idea of setting the child up and then adding it to the tree. All right, so we're going to say key bindings description dot text equals action. And here we're going to say, oh, no, that's not right. We're going to say action key bindings, action key binding dot get node action label dot text. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Then for each of these, I'm going to say events variable events equals array of input events So we want to set the primary. We want to say action key binding get node primary binding. Is that also called text? It doesn't seem to be called that. Yeah, it is. Dot text. Okay. Say if if events dot size is greater than 0. So if we have both the events, we're just going to do the whole thing. We're going to bind text equals events 0. Actually, say this. Oh, hey, Milo. How's it going? Good to see you. Break from SFX engineering in progress. Nice. I was trying to do engine sounds for your vehicle framework. Oh, cool. That's very cool. We're working on a little generic UI code for a game jam that's starting tomorrow. Well, not for a game jam that's starting tomorrow. We're trying to do some generic code because I don't have generic code templates for specifically game jams. So we're trying to work on a little generic code template that I can use going forward in all my jams. We just happen to be starting a jam tomorrow, hence our sense of urgency today. All right, 1. Okay, so if there's any events, so if we've assigned any keys, we'll note the binding. Okay, so it's not events.0, it's events.0 as text. As text. Sure, there's going to be some reason why this doesn't work. We'll see. Not this one. This one. Crash. Can I call get node on a... Oh, do I have to add it to the scene first? Before I can do it? Yeah, that makes sense. So I got to add the child. So you add the child initially and then set it up. Okay, okay. Maybe that'll work. Maybe it won't. Venom Weed, is this still the FTL style game? We're doing a game jam this weekend, so we're taking a little break to just work on like a UI code template. Just generic menu code template stuff. We're doing the solo... We're doing the solo dev game jam this weekend. How are you doing? How are you doing, Venom? Good? Good. All right. Okay, so the child is not the problem. So action key binding vox container equals action key binding dot instantiate as a VBox container. It's a VBox container, right? Do we maybe not care what it is? So we're not able to get the node. Cannot call method get node on a null value. So the action key binding. Oh, I need to do this somewhere else. I need to do this outside. Action key binding. I don't know why. I forgot I'm doing this in a loop. Oh no, I do need to do it in a loop. It's in a loop. We're doing this in a loop. So we're doing this multiple times. It says like getting node action label. Is it not called action label? It is called action label. Milo, you got an idea to try to use RPM instead of wheel angular speed to control the pitch? Made a V4 instead of inline 4 engine sound sample by accident? Oh, cool. I'm not familiar with that kind of stuff. Milo, go on and do some file IO exercise. Saves can be cool for the jam game. Yeah, saves could be cool. I'm trying to do a very short game, like that has a beginning and an end, but there might be multiple levels, so we might do a save system, but it's all going to be played in the web. Most people are going to play jam games in the web browser, so we might not end up doing that. We got ads, so I'm just going to chill for a minute. Try to figure out this bug here. Parameter pchild is null. Oh, am I just not doing this correctly? Node. Well, so we're able to add the action key binding as a child. But when we try to get its child, it doesn't seem to be working. Oh, wait, no. 16. Parameter pchild is null. Okay, so... No, so this is just null. So this instantiate is not happening. Why is it not happening? Action key binding, preload, res, add-ons, GUI menus, action key binding.scene. Do not make a short game, but a simple game with superb replayability. I tried doing that last time. It didn't work out. So this time, I'm just going to try to do the, like, make a short, like, 5 to 10 minute game that's sweet, that has, like, a little bit of a ramp up, and just is kind of, just short and sweet is what we're going for here. But normally, I would agree with you. Normally, you want to make a simple game with interesting combinations that you can play for quite some time. We're just doing something different this time. We're doing 3D. So I want to make sure we don't overscope, because we haven't really done 3D before. I have a question for you if you don't mind. Yeah, shoot, Venom. We're just trying to figure out why... Oh, it worked. Oh, I just couldn't instantiate as a VBox container. Okay. Oh, look at this. It works. We can't change these. Well, we can technically, but it's not recognized. Okay, so I actually don't want it to be like this. I don't want it to be a text align edit field that you can just change. I want it to be a window that you can click into like this. But I want it to just read the key input you place in. So let me see if I can do something like that. Action key bindings, primary bindings. We can just turn off editable for now. I cannot say editable. That's I don't know. Venom Weed, do you by any chance know how to use A-Star Grid 2D to add a line 2D and isometric tile maps? I know how to use A-Star Grid 2D for sure. To add a line 2D and isometric tile maps. So you're trying to do the thing where you're trying to like print out where the character is going. That's tougher. That's tougher. I tried to do that from a tutorial. Like a long time ago, I adapted a tutorial of an A-Star Grid 2D to isometric. And I tried to adapt the line rendering part, and I could not get it. Yeah, the path. It works in normal 2D. Your problem is probably translating it from the map space to the local space. So if you compute out the mapped coordinates, like the tile map, like the A-star grid coordinates that you want, you then need to be able to get the like local coordinates of it. Because that's what I do, is like I use A-star grid 2D and tile map in conjunction with each other, and I do the pathfinding in tile map coordinates, and then I map them back to local coordinates. And tile map has a good map to local, local to map function. So if you do that, if you set up your A-star grid 2D to be based on the regular square grid of the tile map, and you do all your calculations in there, and then you get the coordinates back with map to local, and you feed the local coordinates of those grid positions to the line 2D, you should be able to do it. The trick is like translating back and forth at different spaces. Milo, your German friend will do a 24-hour game dev stream today. Oh my god. You'll see if he will go for it. He's still going on with his Stardew Valley clone. That's cool. 24-hour stream. I couldn't do it. I would die. I would literally die. Okay, I think for now we're just going to make the bindings uneditable, because I have not figured out how to do that yet. Run this scene here. All right, so these just are the bindings for now. And this is procedural. This is just grabbing all the action maps and just adding them. Let's add another one. Let's add another one with no controls. Let's just add a new action. Being there. We're going to add the being there action, and we're going to assign it no events. Let's rerun this. There it is, being there. Primary, secondary. Maybe I want up here primary and secondary. That could be cool. Just so you know. Add an H box. It's kind of disgusting again, the just sheer number of V and H boxes I'm using here. Oh, hey, I Heart Pandas. How's it going? Yeah, sorry if I was kind of I mean, I tried to be specific, Venom Weed, but it's a little tricky. But yeah, if you combine that with the tile map, if you use the tile map's ability to change the space for you easily, it should help. Yeah, am I feeling ready for the jam? Not really. We're working on our little menu, a generic menu system to save us some time, hopefully. It's kind of the only generic piece of code I think we'll have figured out by then, but... All right. Actually, should I have just made this an instance? Yeah, I should have. Delete this. But I got more time this time. We've decided we're going to use art assets. So we're really focused on what we're going to do. we'll focus most of our time on the gameplay. We're not going to really focus on content creation. We're going to use just art assets and sound packs and stuff like that. So, and we have an extra day, or extra day, quote unquote. We have 72 hours, which is better than the 48-hour one I did last time. All right, let's inherit the action key binding here. What? Not exactly what I wanted to do. Oh, here. We want to make this editable. This is going to say key bindings. It's going to say primary, it's going to say secondary. All right, I think that's cool. And then we'll run this again. Word of the day, editable. All right. This is what we want. So this one at the top is our header. It's key bindings, primary, secondary. I kind of want to do it like this, just so they look a little different. I kind of want to put that text here. Secondary. Oh, so that just darkens because it's not editable. Okay, so we don't need to do this. The debugger got pissed at me for something. Oh, this was not found. So, don't need that. But yeah, I'm excited. We're taking tomorrow off work. And we're taking Monday off work as well. So, well, we've got the time. Okay, this part's done. You can definitely, there's definitely a lot of ways in which it can be improved. We probably need to hook this up to stuff. But right now this doesn't hook up to anything. So that's probably what we'll do with the rest of our time today. We need to hook this up, and we also need to be able to go between the menus. There probably should be a back button, right? Like an exit. Like an exit and save, or an exit without saving. Could just have escape do it. I kind of want to have that. All right, so delete this. So we should make these buttons go different places. So let's try to set up the options button. So we need to decide how. Oh, Milo, you fixed the layout problems in FTL, like, where there's still some debugging to make with the build system. There's some debugging. We haven't figured out the verticality entirely. By the way, you need to tell me the SFX sliders have their own limiter function, linear to dB or something like that, because decibels aren't linear by nature. You need to convert the values. Oh yeah, okay, that's a good point. Yeah, we'll figure that out. I mean, we might not end up implementing all of this, but I would like to. So main menu. So how do we want to handle the loading? The loading and the maneuvering around here? We could have the main menu basically always exist, and it could change which menu is the active one. So we'd make a control called like submenu or something. Or maybe active menu. We need to disable. We need to figure out how to manage focus. Oh, cool. The focus is cool. Input. Mouse. Filter. Filter, pass, stop, ignore. So we'll probably need to change these. Maybe make sub windows that pop up. I kind of want to just transition between them. So like if we have the options menu up, this menu goes away and the option menu takes its place. So I kind of just need like an active menu thing. Or the whole menu system goes away. We'll say this. We'll say main menu panel. So main menu margins. I don't want to call this something else. Outer menu. I don't know. Main menu margins. For now, we'll just use main menu margins. We'll make a child here. That's a... Actually, we don't need to do anything. We're just going to have a concept in here called the active submenu or something like that. What's it going to be? It's like a control. So we need to fill out these export values. So like this one for the options one, we'll say we'll quick load the options menu, and we'll say it is a submenu. Now I just have to figure out how to, okay, we can get rid of this. Now I just gotta figure out how to process input. GUI input. Okay. So we'll say GUI input. I just kind of want to know what happens when we start clicking things. Oh, okay, so just having this here at all. Oh, I see. So I guess I could technically have the function happening on the button itself. I kind of don't love that. I kind of like having it centralized, but... it's reading input. So how do we know what we're touching, though? So I should probably have this just activated by... We should probably put this somewhere else. What if we just put this on the button itself? Instead of the menu. Okay, so we'll say accept event. Is that how that works? Or is it event dot accept event? Okay. So we'll say if event dot so I've just got pressed and released. Action released. We'll say released. Okay. Kind of don't want to do that. I want to say something like trolls. People are not going to give me shit for I'm a little worried about handling this for the two action game. I guess I can just 2-button controls. Yeah, that's stupid. I'm gonna basically have just left, right, and then both left and right. So that's fine. So we're gonna say if action pressed, we'll have like a default action named called like interact or something. Make this one. Make it mouse left button as one of them. And we'll make the other one enter, just for now. What time is it? 9:42. All right, running out of time. We don't want physical key codes. There we go. So for now, we're just going to do this. In our jam game, we're going to need to make interact just be turn left and turn right at the same time. It's going to be really stupid. Oh, wait. What is GUI? What is GUI accept, actually? Or UI accept? What is this? We could use these built in. Since this is a plugin, I want to try to use built-in stuff as much as possible. Okay, so we just say accept event. We don't say anything else. We say this. So what's the idea for the game? It's a 3D little racer game where you're basically driving around a little RC delivery van around a city, trying to make all your deliveries. Everyone would think it's enter, but no, yeah. I don't know what UI accept is. Oh, it's enter. It is specifically enter. Is there another one maybe? Or event dot is action pressed or released. UI select. Okay, it's not that. I want to make it the mouse. I want the mouse to be able to work. Event dot. Go back to input event. You need to say that stock vehicle body 3D is trash, more or less. For instance, you make your own framework using rigid body 3Ds and Jolt physics engine. Yeah, that's some stuff we're going to learn over this weekend. Vehicle body 3D is trash. Okay. You make your own rigid body 3D with Jolt Physics Engine. Yeah, okay. That's something we're going to have to figure out over the weekend, how we're going to do the cars. It's not going to be realistic. Like, we're not going to be, like, spinning wheels and stuff. It'll probably be pretty rough. Pretty rough. Might even be, like, move and slide. I don't know. It might be, like, really, really simple. We might not even really use much physics. Okay. I kind of want to look in here. UI actions. Just like built-in UI controls, and I like want to understand. I guess that would be an input. That would be an input thing. Okay, here's something we can do. Actually, either way, we want to accept this event. So what's in our Yeah, I think I want the buttons to also be stop. Can I just disable? I guess if we don't process this. So if we stop processing, do we stop receiving inputs? Crash. LF event.button index. Invalid access to button index on type input event mouse motion. Oh, so I didn't do enough setup here? Input. Okay, if event is event. Okay, I see. I see. I see. So we need to say LF event is event input event mouse button. All right, let's try that again. Okay, so we've got it working for either select or either enter or mouse button 1. Like left click. That seems fine. And we are doing that without setting up specific controls. Now here's my question. If I disable this somewhere, like if I stop, we disable this, do we stop receiving these? Okay, we stop processing them. We'll have to see if we end up losing anything else. All right, so this works. So we're able to process this stuff, so I'll have like a func load options menu. This probably don't want this to be a, we probably want to change this options button. We're gonna rename this code menu button or submenu button maybe. Menu button. We want this code to be generic. So load menu. So we'll have a scene here. We'll have an export variable, sub menu scene. I don't love how I'm organizing this, but it's okay for now, I think. Actually, let's not do this here. We're gonna have a signal that we emit. Oh, we could even do this without code. We could... we could do this with a signal. I want the main menu to handle the loading and stuff. Your friend Growth starting the stream. I'll try to check in. Yeah, no worries. Enjoy. Good luck to your friend with that 24-hour marathon stream. All right, it's 9:55. I don't really have time to figure this out. We might work on this a little tomorrow. I'll definitely work on this tonight. Whatever we have, we'll use in the jam. It's definitely generic, I'll tell you that. This interface so far. I gotta run, I got a meeting. Unlike yesterday, I actually do have a meeting at 10. Oh, Venom Weed, I appreciate the follow. Sorry I didn't notice that earlier. Good luck with your problems. I'm somewhat familiar with A-Star Grid 2D and the tile maps and isometric stuff, so if you keep running into issues, I'll try to keep helping. We'll do what I can. Anyway, I appreciate everyone for tuning in today. I got to get ready for work. We'll be back tomorrow around this time or a little later. Probably a little later. 11 a.m. Pacific time approximately is when I want to start the next few days, but we'll be streaming all weekend. So if you don't catch me tomorrow, I'll be back every day this weekend. Very excited for the jam. I'll drop the jam link one more time. But yeah, stoked to get started on this. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'm going to see you next time.